So good afternoon and welcome to Manor College's Ukraine Dialogue Program. Thank you for joining us today at America's only accredited institution of higher education, founded by the Ukrainian Sisters of St. Basil the Great and remaining true to our Ukrainian heritage. Unique as a college in the United States, we proudly say, Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
We thank our Board of Trustees Chair, Danielle Preston, Manor's Ukrainian Community Committee of its Board of Trustees, chaired by Leonard Mazur, and we thank you for supporting our mission, our heritage, and our programs, especially today's. Let's take a moment to thank the Ukrainian Self-Reliance Federal Credit Union, its board, and Anatoly Murha, its president. UKRFCU has been instrumental to tonight's program, as they have been from the beginning. UKRFCU remains our lead and presenting sponsor, providing new opportunities for members of the credit union. We are grateful for this collaboration with UKRFCU and other collaborations that help us to offer 35 associates, bachelor's, and certificate programs. We provide our students with excellent academic and transformative opportunities that enable them to fully develop as individuals. And education at Manor leads to an understanding of scientific, humanistic, and ethical principles so that our students form a global vision. Today is Manor College's 19th Ukraine Dialogue Series program, and it is formally titled First Lady Olena Zelenska's Diplomacy, Exporting Ukrainian Culture Through Academia. By way of background, this particular program stems from a request that we received from the embassy to be a part of the Global Coalition of Ukrainian Studies and to sign a memorandum in New York City, which Manor's trustee, Eugene Luchu, did sign for us. The Memorandum of Cooperation signed between the Fund of the President of Ukraine for the Support of Education, Science, and Sports and Manor College is focused on supporting, developing, and expanding the Global Coalition of Ukrainian Studies. The core intent is to educate, inform, and popularize Ukrainian language and culture abroad, including Crimean Tatar studies, with a strong purpose to counter Russian disinformation by strengthening the academic environment and disseminating knowledge about Ukrainian identity, history, and culture. The agreement outlines Manor College's commitment to continuing its existing programs, many of which, I think most of which, fall under our Dean, Nicholas Rudnitsky, such as our Ukrainian Studies Center and Museum, and our curator is here, Christina Prokopovich, language programs, and this dialogue series, while both parties commit to facilitating international relations, organizing events, exchanging resources and expertise, and supporting cultural exchanges. The agreement aims to serve as a significant contribution to diplomacy, research, and education initiatives for Ukraine worldwide. Manor College was founded as a Ukrainian Catholic institution, and we are proud to be signers of the agreement. With that, I would like to start us off, please, with a prayer. Loving God, we pray for the people of Ukraine, for all those suffering or afraid, that you will be close to them and protect them. We pray for world leaders, for compassion, strength, and wisdom to guide their choices. We pray for the world that in this moment of crisis, we may reach out in solidarity to our brothers and sisters in need. May we walk in your ways, Lord, so that peace and justice become a reality for the people of Ukraine and for all the world. Amen.
Amen.
Now, to introduce our speakers, we are blessed with an amazing speaker who is here today out of her pure, gracious kindness. Once I introduce our speaker and moderator, once I introduce our speaker, I'll introduce our moderator, and then we'll get the conversation started. So we welcome Dr. Olha Oserechuk. I hope I said it right, Oserechuk. And she is a doctor of pedagogical sciences, a PhD in history, head of the project office of the Global Coalition of Ukrainian Studies, and professor at the Department of Practical Psychology and Mental Health at Lviv Polytechnic National University. She has over 15 years of experience in the field of higher education and academic development. She is formerly chair of the National Expert Council, trainer and expert of the National Agency for Higher Educational Quality Assurance, an expert of the Ukrainian Cultural Foundation. Her research focuses on adult education, particularly learning and reintegration of veterans, as well as teaching excellence and professional development of educators. Dr. Oserechuk has extensive experience as a trainer in leadership and management and development programs for both public and private sector institutions. She is the author of the course Improving Teaching Excellence at Ivan Franko National University of Lviv, and a participant in numerous international projects under Erasmus and Horizon Europe, focused on digital transformation, innovation, and academic capacity building. Our moderator this evening is Ambassador Roman Popodyuk, former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine. He's a retired member of the Career Senior Foreign Service. Roman has more than 30 years of experience in areas of national security, policy risk analysis, communication strategy, and energy policy, including serving on the National Security Councils of Presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush. With his vast experience and contacts that span the globe, Roman brings a unique insight into international political and business matters. He has written about and is frequently interviewed on issues relating to U.S.-Ukraine relations, the war in Ukraine, and other national security and global relations issues. In 2006, he served as an observer of the parliamentary election in Ukraine. He's a senior advisor to the U.S.-Ukraine Business Council, and he's also a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. So with that, let's please welcome our guest speaker and invite Ambassador Popodyuk to help us to begin the dialogue. Ambassador?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to our viewing audience. Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm delighted to be here, and congratulations again putting together a fine panel here to discuss a very important subject matter. Dr. Oserechuk, it's very nice to see you, and welcome. So I look forward to having a very nice discussion on the subject matter at hand. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge and commend First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelenska, for having taken the initiative to undertake this global initiative to spread the word and history about Ukrainian culture. Ukrainian culture has always been in the forefront in terms of trying to preserve Ukraine's not only identity, but striving for independence. If we look throughout the history of Ukraine's fight for independence, culture has been at the forefront and has been one of the key areas that has been targeted by both the Tsarist and Soviet governments in terms of obliterating Ukraine's identity. In the 19th century, for example, Ukrainian language was outlawed at times. And if you look more recently, just before the start of this war, Putin wrote an article in July of 2021, and I urge everyone to take a look at it, in which he basically made 2 points. Point number one being that there is no such thing as a Ukrainian nation, nor is there such a thing as a Ukrainian peoples. So that gives you an idea of the struggle that the Ukrainian people have had throughout the centuries to maintain their culture. And you see that currently during the course of this war, a lot of the targeting that's taken place by the Russians is against cultural institutions, particularly schools in Ukraine. And in terms of schools and school children, the published documentation indicates that there's been about 20,000 Ukrainian children that have been abducted by the Russians and are being Russified. In other words, their own culture is being taken away from them and they're being raised in the Russian culture. So this is a clear violation of all kinds of standards of human rights. And it obviously is part and parcel of traditional efforts to undermine Ukraine's identity. But, you know, the world community and the Ukrainian community has rebounded very nicely on this. It's nice to see now that in spite of this war, the Ukrainians are willing and able to push forth their culture on the international scene. We can get into that a little bit later. But one point that's very important is in the wake of this war, a lot of institutions in the West have now come to acknowledge and realize that a lot of the cultural icons of so-called Russian history were actually of Ukrainian background and Ukrainian and are giving recognition to it. So hopefully this effort by the First Lady will help stimulate the growth of that. And if you look around the world now, almost there's hardly a city that doesn't have a Ukrainian flag someplace in it, indicating support for Ukraine. There are storefronts, homes, etc., that display the flag or the trizub in solidarity and recognition of Ukraine as a nation and as a people. So those are positive developments in the wake and in spite of the big war that's going on. But let me turn to Olena right now and give her the floor. I believe she has a few opening comments, Jonathan, and then maybe we can open it up to a discussion.
Yes, thank you so much, dear Professor Perry. Thank you so much for so nice introduction. Honestly saying, I'm a bit shy after this introduction, so a lot of information about me. I hope so that I will try to do my best today, and I will try to present a little bit more information about us as a coalition, what we do, what we have, which results we have for the last months. And also thank you so much, Mr. Roman, for this kind introduction to our event. So I prepared short presentation. If it's okay, I can share it. If not, we can discuss. So you are host, so please tell me in which direction we will be.
You put a lot of effort into your statement, so why don't you go ahead with what you had planned, okay?
Okay, so I will try to do a very short presentation. I hope so that you know a lot about our coalition. I know that you are a member of our coalition. So give me a second, I will share. So I use a MacBook all the time. I have this theme, but today I prepare some short presentation, but with more interesting information, which I hope so that you don't know this information, and it will be interesting. And also I hope that this information will help to us more discuss more deeply about global coalition, about what we do, what we plan to do, and I hope so it will be useful and interesting for our colleagues who watch us and who hear us. So first of all, as you mentioned, my name is Olena Zelenska. I'm head of project office of Global Coalition of Ukrainian Studies. I'm really happy to be here today. I'm sorry that only I can join today's meetings. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm really sorry for it. But I'm really happy that I'm here and I can share more information about what we do, how we're growing, because we are growing very fast. And I can say that not every month, we grow every day. So I think it would be better to start. So the Global Coalition of Ukraine Studies is launched in 2024. Sorry. I'm sorry. I think it started not from right slides. Once, give me a second. I'm sorry. Now I'm in Ukraine, in Lviv, and in Lviv, in Ukraine, it's 11 p.m. So do you see my screen?
No, we don't see it. We did
So,
see it a minute ago.
yeah, 1 second. I will share one more time. Now you should see.
We can see,
Now you should. Yeah,
yeah, we can see it now. Maybe the other way.
you can see.
Yes, we
So
can
one-
see it.
Yes, and now you should see. I hope you see our First Lady, Olena Zelenska. I hope so.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, well, now it's worked perfectly. So, as it was mentioned previously, the Global Coalition of Ukraine Studies was launched in 2024 under the patronage of our First Lady, Olena Zelenska, and our initiative was joined by President Foundation of Support of Education, Science and Sport, the Ukrainian Institute, the mission of the President in Crimea, and also two ministries, Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. What I want to mention is that our main idea is to help to cooperate university education which are in Ukraine and also with the university around the world. And also as a global coalition, we try to support and to help everyone who promote professionals and objective knowledge about Ukraine. So thank you so much that you do, and I know that you do a lot to that time when you join our coalition, and I'm really happy that you join a global coalition in September, and I hope so that we can do more, and as a global coalition we can support on this direction, on this work. So our main aims is to help to share and to promote not only Ukrainian studies but studies of Ukraine. So all which can be connected with Ukraine, all information, all knowledges, because universities are different, countries are different, and we feel this, but we try to start step by step and work step by step with all universities around the world and promote Ukraine. I know that it seems a very big idea to promote Ukraine, but it's really our main idea to do this. And as a global coalition, we work 1 year, but our project office work half of the year, but we have a lot of results which I try to present today. So we have more than 100 higher education institutions around the world who are interested to join a global coalition, and now we connect with them. And I mentioned it previously that day by day our numbers of university who want to join global coalitions, it grows. And we are really happy of it because it seems that universities around the world, they really support Ukraine. They support Ukrainian people who live there, and also Ukrainian people who live in Ukraine, and in general knowledge about Ukraine. So now we have 24 members, and I hope so that next week we will have 8 members more, and I will say more details in the next slides. But next week we will have big event in United Kingdom, and now we have 8 universities in United Kingdom who want to join Global Coalition, who now work on the memorandums, and I hope so that all will be okay. And what I can mention that after meetings like that, more and more universities in different countries want to join, and also we plan to have big events in Ireland and also in France. So I hope so to the end of the year we will be near 15 university will be our members, but you know, all the time I'm joking that it's only first step when we start cooperation, and after that we try to do what our the best to help and to support what we can do and to cooperate with universities. So now near 20 memorandums are on reviewing, and also because a lot of university they join coalition not not only when there are some meetings or when there are some events like it was in USA, but also in general. And also now we discuss with a lot of universities in Poland, in Germany, and in other countries in Europe, and not only in Europe, which want to join our global coalition. And as you see, more than 100 foreign institutions, they are really interesting. And also as a global coalition, we see us that we are like a platform which help to connect Ukrainian universities, Ukrainian educators, and also educators and universities around the world. That's why we also cooperate with Ukrainian universities and more than 200 universities in Ukraine. They took part in our big event for Ukrainian university, where we discuss about opportunities which they can have in a global coalition, because we also understand that if we want to cooperate with universities around the world, we should propose something, and this something is the knowledges, and the best keeper of the knowledges is Ukrainian university. So and I hope so that very quickly we will have also not only that we will see us as a platform, but we will have this platform, online platform, and it will be like tools which help also in this this direction. And here I try to show in which countries and with which universities now we cooperate. And I'm joking that the last university which I put here was a university from Norway 2 weeks ago with a signed memorandums, and now we have new members. And I joke that after next week we should create a new picture, because it's nice that we have more and more members, but we also understand that when we talk about members, we also should plan what we should do with our members, because for us it's more important not only sign memorandum, but to have real cooperation and to have real plans and to show what we do. And here short some logos of university which join our coalition, and also you can see your logos here on this Manor College, and we are really happy that you are here and that you are with us. And very shortly, I think I wouldn't stop on here. We have 3 levels of cooperation, from basic to high level. And what I want to mention, we are really flexible. And we understand, for sure, honestly saying, we are interested that all our partners, all our members, they will open Ukrainian study centers. But we totally understand that for us it's also very important to start cooperation with university which have, I can say, nothing on this direction. So they can be only interesting, and we have some of our members, they don't have any Ukraine studies in their university, but in general, they're interested to support Ukraine, to support and to know something about Ukraine. And I think it's also important to cooperate with them and to start this work step by step. And I hope so that I can say that, because we understand that in what time we live in, and how much time, how much energy, and also how much money Russia spent for it. And we should do, we should promote Ukraine, and previously also on this university which have nothing about Ukraine. So that's why we also cooperate with that universities, and we also propose them, okay, maybe you don't have Ukrainian studies, maybe you don't have courses about Ukraine, you don't have Ukrainian language. However, you can be interested in some direction which are connected with Ukraine, like cybersecurity. We have a lot of cases. We can propose this, and step by step, we start from this. We start cooperation in this scientific level, in this research level, and we start to say, we have this also some energy security. It's for example, but we start this cooperation, and step by step we can, in Ukrainian language we have this joke about fox. I don't know, do you have this joke? And I'm not sure that I can translate it for English, but it's like maybe Roman, maybe you can help me, because it's really a good joke here, so that fox try to sit on it's not a car but something like car, and she put one leg and second leg, and after that she is on fully on a car. So it's a joke. However, we should go step by step, and I'm pretty sure that we Roman, I think you understand, we joke. I try to
No, дуже добре говорите, як пан Кравчук, бувший президент України, покійний, мені говорив, поступово, пане Романе, поступово.
I think we should go on this way. And also, when we start a cooperation with different university, when we start this dialogue, in a different country, we see different situation, and we understand that it should work. We can say that, you have different political views, so we wouldn't work. No, we will work with you, and we will share information. We will share knowledges about Ukraine. So for us, it's really important. So I wouldn't stop on these levels. If you will be interested, I can return to this. I think it will be more important to show what we have for the last 2 months, because we we restart our work in September and October. And I'm proud of it. So you can see 2 photos. On these photos you can see professor of Tampere University. She's historian, and she was in Kiev and in Lviv. It was the beginning of October. She has lectures for Ukrainian students. And also why I mentioned her, because Tampere University, it was first university who joined the Global Coalition, and also now we work with this university. As with also we work with we try to work with all members. And why I mention here, because we have a plan to organize in the summer school about Ukraine history for Finland students. So it's a plan for, and we cooperate directly with this woman. And also you can see one more photo, and it's also very interesting. 1 week ago, we have the Day of Ukrainian Language, and we propose our members to write dictant of in Ukrainian languages. And here you can see students in Korea University, and they write in Ukrainian languages. So they have Ukrainian studies since their university, and they say, yes, we will write, and they write. And also what is very nice for us, that students publish this photo in their Instagram. And step by step, now we are on preparing gymnasium events. Next week we will have events. Sorry, here is in Ukrainian language, but it started in Monday, but all activities will be next week. Is a Ukrainian week in United Kingdom, and we will have a lot of events there. And at the end of this week, we will have a big ceremony, and 8 university, as I mentioned, will be start to be our members. And also at the end of this month, we plan one more lecture. And why I mention it, because we really try to share not only information, we really try not to be very formal, but we really try to be very active, to organize different events and to cooperate with our members. So I think from my side is that's all. Maybe only I can share in the end QR code for our web page, and maybe if somebody doesn't know information about us, you can scan and you can find more information. I think from this part I can stop, and maybe it will be better if I can answer for question. If needed, I will return for some slides.
Dr. Oserenchuk, thank you very much for that very detailed and informative presentation. Let me just back up a little. The doctor was talking about the fox and putting this 1 foot forward at a time. And I told her that President Kravchuk, the first president of Ukraine, used to tell me what I term as he said, postupovo, which meant basically 1 step at a time. So it's something that's common, I guess, among Ukrainians, speaking about putting 1 step forward at a time. But be that as it may, let me start the conversation, Jonathan and Olha, by asking Olha to address 2 issues. I know you speak about education and the connections with various universities, But as you know, throughout the decades, the Ukrainian diaspora has been very active in preserving and maintaining Ukrainian culture, language, customs, etc. And here in the United States, there are many such organizations, but the one that is kind of representative of many of them is the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America, for example. And then on the international level, there's the Ukrainian World Congress. So my first question is there going to be an effort, or is there an effort to make relations with these kinds of organizations to get their assistance or their participation? And then the second question is more germane to your presentation. You spoke about universities and you spoke about possibility of cooperation, cybersecurity and energy, things of that nature. Well, what specifically does that cooperation entail? Would it be exchange of professors? Will it be the setting up of conferences, the writing of joint papers? If you could just give us an idea of what kind of plans you have in mind for this actual cooperation.
Thank you, Roman, for your questions. So I will start from first one about diaspora and also about Congress of Ukrainians in America. And yes, we are open to cooperation with institutions like that. And we discuss a lot about it because firstly, when coalition start work and when we start cooperation, when we start to cooperate with our first future members, and honestly saying, we have only one example of memorandums, and we say, okay, our members should be universities. But step by step, we understand that no, we should have different types of partners. And now we are working on this to propose different types of memorandums, different types of partnership. And yes, we will be open for cooperation with institutions like Congress of Ukrainians in America, and not only. And as example, now we also try to cooperate with business because also, the situation in Ukraine. And I think I wouldn't say something new for you, that some financial issues there are also. And as a public institution, we also need some support from business. And now I mentioned previously that we want to have this big online platform, which will be like a marketplace for our members. So now we discuss with one of the biggest of IT company in Ukraine, is a PAM company, and they say, yes, we can help you, but maybe we can be a partners. Maybe you can say that we are partners. So for them, it's also important, and they also will share this information. So now we are working on proposition on a different types of partnership. So if answer for your question, yes, we see that institutions like that should be our partners, our members. And also one more example, 2 weeks ago, when we had this ceremony in Norway, one of the members who joined our coalition is Ukrainian, is like an institution, like an NGO in Norwegian, which it's a NGO for researchers, Norwegian researchers who support Ukrainians and who support Ukrainian researchers, Ukrainian education. And they also say, we do a lot for Ukrainian researchers. Why we can't be your member? And it's a very normal question. And they, yes, you should be, because you also help us to connect with us. So return to your question. Yes, we are interested in cooperation in with institution like that. And now we are working on a different type of partnership. And second question about our plans. So now we tried to organize meetings with all our members. So yes, a lot of time takes this event, which will be next week. But step by step, my colleague Diana, she organizes meeting, and after next next week we will do with all our partners. We organize meeting with partners by partners. We discuss what you have, what you want, what you plan, and we try to find this points, and we try to first of all we try to propose you what you, some activities, and also we try to understand what you plan. So we discuss, as I discuss it with Finland. That's why I mentioned you about this summer school which we plan, and also for some of activities we should find money, and it's true. So if you return to this summer school, so now we understand. So we need money for this academic mobility, and university, I mean Finland university say yes, we have money for this, we can organize it. So step by step we try, and we propose a lot of proposals. So it can be what you maybe you want to organize. I mean, not personally you, I'm not personally Manor College, but in general our partner, maybe they have some proposition. If not, we try to propose something. And also one more thing which I want to mention, that now from the end of this year, we will start two big projects. I mean, as a global coalition. First one, we want to create special course about Ukrainian studies. So we will ask to help for us experts from Ukrainian studies and experts from Ukrainian university to create this short course about Ukrainian studies, which will be for university who chose this basic level. And not only about this, here is not about level, but here is about university where they don't have a lot of information about Ukraine. And the second project is about cases. You mentioned also about cybersecurity. And what I am seeing, because I'm also try to have a meeting with the new partners, with the partners who are with our members, and they also are interested in the topics which are, better to say, studies of Ukraine. And we don't have a lot of cases. We have some of them, and mostly these cases are from 2022. So we need new cases in different directions. So the second project will be for creation a lot of different cases and for sharing these cases. And as I mentioned previously, so we try to work with all members, and we work on this way that we have meetings with not big meetings with all members, because it's cool, it's nice, but we need we really want to understand what need every member. So step by step we work with all members. I hope I answered.
No, you answered it perfectly. Permit me one more question, Jonathan, and then we could open it up to the audience. Oha, you spoke about funding, etc. Do you get government funding to support these programs? Are you looking for voluntary contributions, or are you looking for your partner groups, the universities, to maintain a lot of that funding? How's it going to work for you? Because obviously this will take a lot of money.
You know, we don't have money from government. And it's not because they don't want to give us for us. They don't have maybe for this money. So we try to find money from different foundations,
okay,
and from different projects. So I mentioned Finland, and now we try to find foundation which can give money for it. And there are a lot of foundations. So now we have project from foundation Vidrodzenia, and so we try to find.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for sharing all that information. Jonathan, do you want to open it up to the floor now?
Sure, we can do that. I have a quick question myself, if I can. Can I start the floor?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering whether there are any countries or universities where you thought, boy, this is a real win, because maybe the country wasn't clear about its position on Ukraine and that kind of thing, and you said, okay, this is a real win for us.
You know, if I understand correctly your question, in September, I and Alim, we were in a conference, big conference in Sweden. It was conference about international education, and there were universities from Hungary, and you know how Hungary looks like for Ukraine. And we discussed with different universities about opportunities. Maybe they will be interesting to cooperate and to be a member. And when we discussed with one of the university and one of the professor, when he said, you know, Slava Ukraini, I was shocked. So there are also really, he is from Hungary, and he say Slava Ukraini, and I say Heroyam Slava. So I know that it's a really small step, but if in university there are people like him, we can start this step by step. I understand, I totally understand that it wouldn't be very quickly. And I hope so that next year we will start this process of cooperation with Hungary. I know that it will be very difficult, but we should be there also. And we should work with them. It will be difficult. So, one more also, now we cooperate with Poland. For first looking, we can say, no, Poland, it's very close to Ukraine. It should be very easily, but no, honestly saying no. But now we discuss with 20 universities from Poland, something like that. They have a lot of questions. They say no a lot of, but 3 universities, they are open to sign memorandums and to cooperate. So step by step. Sorry that I use this step by step. I hear a joke from Roman, but you know, in our work, we should be quickly, we should think quickly, but sometimes we should run a little bit slowly.
Sure. Yeah, everything step by step. Oh, let me turn back to funding and make a suggestion to you, if you allow me.
Yeah, sure.
There are a lot of nonprofit humanitarian groups that operate in Ukraine, and a lot of them focus on children, education, things of that nature. They might be a good source for outreach for possible funding. It could be not huge funding, but a little bit from each organization can be very worthwhile for you to consider pursuing. Along those lines, if you like, I had a nonprofit here in the United States called Elevate Ukraine. We do a lot of humanitarian work in Ukraine. Our website is elevateukraine.org. If you would like, I'd be happy to arrange a discussion between my leadership and you to talk about avenues for funding, and at the same time, maybe opening more doors for you here in the United States among universities. If that's something you would like to do, Jonathan, maybe you could share our emails. We can get in touch with each other.
Yes, thank you so much, Roman. It's very interesting for us, and really we try to find also foundation as example. I mentioned a lot of times this event, which will be next week. All foundation which we have for this event, we found in a different foundation. So yes, really, thank you so much, man.
Okay. So Jonathan will provide the email exchanges. Maybe we can connect, and then we can have a discussion between yourself and your leaders and the leadership at Elevate Ukraine. That would be great. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Back to you. If you want to open it to the floor now.
Yes, I think we have one online question, but we also have one in the room. So why don't we start with the one in the room? And if you would come up, and anybody who wants to come up and ask a question, just sit in the guest chair with me. And we'll just watch the wires here. And make sure that when you ask your question, for everybody who does this, you do so
I'm Polina.
succinctly.
Yeah, I'm professor of Lviv Polytechnic University, Department of History and Cultural Heritage. And I would like to thank you to Olga for really, and your team for really great work you have done and you continue to do. So I'm Fulbright scholar in University Pennsylvania now. So I have 7 months left here. And I have a question about your coalition, because to tell you truth, it is first time I know about it and I hear about it. So it's very important initiative for world, but this organization has three pillars, maybe, yes? You mentioned two very important stakeholders for this process, but maybe another one, it is Ukrainian universities.
Sure.
And Ukrainian scholars. So my question is about how do you define or how universities can know about this initiative, can be involved, which scholars who are involved, and how I can contribute personally to this process, because it's very important and we are responsible educators and are responsible scholars in this world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, sure. You know, sometimes I'm joking that we are a public startup and we should run quickly and we do our best, but we are not so big now. And we also, if talk about our internal work, I mean, our operational work, so we also have a lot of tasks here, and our team now it's a 3 persons. Sorry, we are really little, but we plan to have one more person. I hope so to the end of the year we will be 5 in our team, and at the beginning of the next year 7, so we can do more and more. As a 3 person, you know, we do our the best, and you see our results. I show it them, but I hope so when we will be 5 and 7, we can do more and more times than we did. So if we turn to your question about Ukrainian university, yes, we are our focus is also for Ukrainian university, because first of all, when we talk about sharing knowledge about Ukraine and sharing knowledge about Ukrainian education, we can't do this without Ukrainian universities. So because you are owner of these knowledges, and that's why we really need this support from Ukrainian universities, Ukrainian researchers. And 18 of September, we organized an online event for Ukrainian university, and 130 universities, they joined this event. We we share information about our global coalition. And now we also work with Ukrainian universities that they should be a member of global coalition. Honestly saying, for them, as Roman asked about institution like Congress of Ukrainians of America. So for them, we should have also another type of memo. I understand that it's very formal part of our work. However, we should also for them propose special type of memorandums. But we all the times are in cooperation with them. So we send for them digests. So one more things which we have digest for our members, and I hope so that you got them. I mean Manor College, and also we have digest for Ukrainian university. And now, sorry, one more time that I will mention a lot of about this event, which will be next week. But also we couldn't organize it if we not working with Ukrainian universities. So yes, we work with Ukrainian university. We try to be on contact with them, but mostly it's this connection is with active people. So if university don't want to be active, don't want to cooperate, it's very difficult to cooperate with them. So mostly we work with active people. And answering for your question, I can say that if you are personally interested in cooperation, you can come. And also I see here in the chat question about can individuals also join coalition? Yes. It's also, we work now also in this type of cooperation, because we understand that sometimes university are not ready to join coalition sometimes. But personally, some researchers, some professors, they can join. And it also can be first step for this cooperation. So if you are interested, please feel free. You know, I think you have now my mail. I think we are mailing previously about this event. So if not, my mail is for free, and I will share here also in the chat. So we are really open to cooperation, and we will find also a lot of opportunities, and we try to find these opportunities. And maybe one more example here, when we communicate with university around the world, we also talk with them about different projects, because, you know, it's not only that we come to them, you have Ukraine studies, nice, it's your problems that you have. No, we try to find different opportunities, so we try to find different activities. We try to propose different activities like Erasmus. It's mostly for European universities, and in other projects. So it's what we can propose for Ukrainian university, and also from Ukrainian university to university abroad. So yes, we are interested. We try to share this information, and we try to work with university. But you know, I think you know this pretty sure that in Ukraine we have different university. If a university is active, for sure we will cooperate. If they don't want, you know, it's difficult. I hope I answer for your question.
Thank you.
And also, I will share my mail.
And I can share that.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the room that has a question? No? Any others online?
I think I see a question online. So I try to, one of the component of Ukrainian armed forces is Ukrainian culture forces, who deliver music performed by Ukrainian soldiers. Are they also going included in your public diplomacy activities? Oh, wow. You know, right now, we don't have activities on the direction, but if there are people who will be interested in this direction, with whom we can cooperate, we can try to find also interesting people people who are interested in Ukraine, and I think we can do something. And I totally understand that it's not this example. It's not for the situation, but you know, now we try to grow in this cooperation with UK universities, and in some meetings when we start discussion, and universities come and say, you know, we don't have Ukraine studies, or we have really small of them. In which directions we can cooperate, and it's my personal research direction. I'm a pedagogist, and I'm interested in education, adult education, and also now I'm working with veterans, education of veterans. And several of time I said, you know, I'm interested in this direction, and some of universities say, you know, we have also this this direction, and that was a way when we start cooperation. So it's very important to find people which are interested in some direction, and to connect them, and from these connections start also cooperation in global coalition. So I know that I'm not answering for your question, but I hope so we can find people who are interested in this, and I hope so we can step by step also do something here.
Thank you. So I have one more question. We are currently working on, so I had the blessing of being able to meet the rector of Ukrainian Catholic University at an event here in New York last weekend. And as it happened, we sat next to each other, and it was the first time that we met. And we've been following up with each other by email since then. And he made the suggestion that some of the students at Buku would be able to meet with some of our students online to be able to share what it's like to study during wartime in Ukraine. And we're accepting of that, and we want to have that conversation. And I just opened a conversation with one of our professors to get that going. But as that kind of thing may happen, what is the pathway for the colleges and universities that are part of the coalition to be able to share that with you so that you can either record it or make note of it, or what is the method that you have so that there's a broader understanding that you have and that the coalition has and the First Lady has, so that these events are happening and for this purpose?
Jonathan, I hope I understand correctly, but I mentioned that we have this digest, and this digest is when we need information. So we have digest every month. So that's why every month my colleague Diana, she messaged to all our members, and first of all, she asked which activities do you had, which activities you had, and which activities you plan to have. So it's month by month. Why it's very important to know which activities you plan, because this information we share in our coalition, and it's important what we want. We want that for different activities can join all members. So you, for example, you will have some conference, and maybe this conference can join people from Korean universities, from Wien University. So it's very important for us to have. So now we have only one way for get this information and for sharing, only mailing. But I mentioned a lot of times for this platform, which we hope to create next year, because it should be a very big platform with where our members can share this information directly. And also now we try to prepare our plans, plans for global coalition, plans of activities for next year, 2026, and that's why also my colleagues, they will mention you and they will write to you, to university, and we will ask this information, what you plan, maybe we can plan something together. And at the beginning of the December, we have strategic session. We will present our plans for 2026 for our stakeholders. Previously mentioned which stakeholders we have. And after that, we will share for sure this information with our members. So for us, it's very important to know that. That's why every month we ask it the same question: which plans you have for the next month? And it's not that we only want to have this information. It's information not directly for us, as a global coalition, but for sharing for our members. And also we try to organize for some activities from us. I mentioned previously this dictant, and at the end of this month, we plan to organize a special lecture about revolutions in Ukraine. So I don't have now a name of these lectures because we work on this, and I hope so that next week we will return. Our lecture will be Alexander Alfyorov. He is the director of our institution of national of our history institution. So and we discussed it with him. He will be a lecturer, and now he think about how to name, because he is historian. I'm also historian, and my first education. So we discuss about topic. And I hope so that next week we will return and we will propose this lecture. So, and also I can say as a teaser that for the beginning of the January, we also plan one event in Ukraine. So yes, so here is a two-stage. First stage, activities and events which will organize coalition. Second stage, we ask our members and also try to share this information. I hope I answer.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Jonathan, I don't know, I think we're running out of time, but do we have anybody in the chat that has any questions?
Maybe really a quick answer for Teresa Jmurkevich. She asked, can individuals as opposite to universities organization help in any way? Yes, sure, Teresa. I try to answer it previously, but yes, sure. And if you are interested, please contact us, and for sure we will cooperate.
Okay. Thank you very much, Olena. Jonathan, we're at the 1 hour mark. Do
Yes,
we
I
have
think
any
we're
other
good.
questions or comments?
I think we're good. Thank you very much. How about we give a round of applause to Olena?
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olena.
Thank you so much that you invite me in, and I hope that I try to answer for all your questions, and I hope we will have really fruitful cooperation. And second of memorandum, it's only first step, very formal step, and now we should work very actively, because it's very important for Ukraine.
Thank you very
so
much.
So let me just
Thank you so
close
much.
by saying thank you to our marketing office, Kelly Pfeiffer, Anthony Machinsky, Allison Myers, our advancement office, Tom Sims, our IT office, Ilya Kniznik and Justin Trask, who's been here with us, along with Kareem, for their collective support for today's program, all the work that our faculty and staff do to help to support Ukraine, along with our students. So please keep an eye out for our 20th program. We'll have to have a celebration because it'll be our 20th program this spring. And please keep all of this work at Manor and Ukraine and all that Ukrainians are living through right now and the atrocity of war. Please keep all of that in your prayers. So thank you and God bless you.